Hello everyone, Jul here. A few days ago, I just posted the best available PS5 games that you should play. Since there's going to be a lot of new games, so I think it's time for me to make a video about new and upcoming games for PS5. This time, I'm going to start from new PS5 RPG games that you should play in 2022. Please note that it's possible for some games to be rescheduled by the developer in the future updates. Alright then, let's get started. Dawn of Ragnarok is an upcoming DLC expansion package for Assassin's Creed Valhalla that will be released on 10 March 2022. It is the third expansion pack for the game, with a new weapon class, new lands, and a war against the gods themselves. We will have to wait and see just how deep the new system goes, but for now it looks to leverage past mechanics that remain fan favorites to this day.
Hard considering the plight of your people.
With its unique approach to gameplay, Swansong puts the emphasis on consequence. Analyze each situation carefully, the choices you make during the investigation, and your social interaction with characters can have a lasting impact on the fate of your heroes' lives and the fate of the Boston Camarilla. Each character has their own vampiric disciplines that can be upgraded to suit your preferred approach. Will you choose intimidation, seduction, or stealth? It's your decision. 505 Games and Rabbit & Beer Studios have announced that action RPG Eiyuden Chronicle Rising is set to release during the spring of 2022. Eiyuden Chronicle Rising is intended as a spin-off title to launch before the Eiyuden Chronicle 100 Heroes. The scenario writer is Tadashi Satomi, known for his work on Persona 2 Innocent Sin and Persona 2 Eternal Punishment. The developers recommend that players play Eiyuden Chronicle Rising first before 100 Heroes, promising minor gameplay benefits to 100 Heroes if players link both games together. Marvel's Midnight Suns is a new tactical RPG set in the darker side of the Marvel Universe, putting you face to face against demonic forces of the underworld as you team up with and live among the Midnight Suns, Earth's last line of defense. From the creators of XCOM comes a new battle system that rewards clever thinking with superhero flair. Assess the battlefield and launch iconic attacks against the forces of darkness. The game was planned to be released in the second half of 2022.
Come on!
Hogwarts Legacy is an open-world action RPG set in the world first introduced in the Harry Potter books. Now you can take control of the action and be at the center of your own adventure in the wizarding world. Embark on a journey through familiar and new locations as you explore and discover fantastic beasts, customize your character and craft potions, master spellcasting, upgrade talents, and become the wizard you want to be. Granblue Fantasy Relink is an upcoming action RPG developed and published by Cygames as part of the Granblue Fantasy franchise. It is scheduled to be released for PC, PS4, and PS5 in 2022. The game is set in the same fictional realm as the original Granblue Fantasy, but takes place in a different location, although some characters from the original game will appear. Crimson Desert is an upcoming open-world action RPG developed and published by Pearl Abyss. The game is set in a medieval fantasy world. It was originally planned as a prequel to BDO, but the development of the game eventually transformed into something else, and the game changed to a single-player game set in the same universe. Star Ocean: The Divine Force is an upcoming action RPG developed by Tri-Ace and published by Square Enix that will be released in 2022. In this game, characters have the freedom to move around and even fly through the skies. More than ever, the game will allow players greater freedom in their approach in both battles and their adventures. Star Ocean: The Divine Force will be the 6th major installment in the Star Ocean series.
Damn near the full Federation fleet's moving in on us.
Wish I could say we're good.
What do you mean, you?
Final Fantasy XVI is an upcoming action RPG developed and published by Square Enix for the PlayStation 5. It is the 16th game in the mainline Final Fantasy series and is being produced by Naoki Yoshida and directed by Hiroshi Takai. Final Fantasy XVI is set in the fictional land of Valisthea, a continent with 6 factions that are on the verge of conflict. At the end of December 2021, Yoshida announced that issues related to COVID-19 had delayed the game's development by half a year, and that more details will be announced in spring 2022.
Imperial Vipers. Do they really mean to invade us?
Forspoken is an action RPG that follows the journey of Frey, a young New Yorker transported to the beautiful and cruel land of Athea. In search of a way home, Frey must use her newfound magical abilities to traverse sprawling landscapes, battle monstrous creatures, and defeat powerful enemies. Forspoken has been designed to harness the full power of the PS5's hardware, demonstrating Luminous Productions' philosophy to provide a gaming experience like never before, fusing together the latest technology with creativity.
You're the one that's planning on facing.
Salt and Sacrifice is the follow-up to Souls-like dark fantasy RPG Salt and Sanctuary. In a land plagued by powerful and twisted mages, the condemned Mark Inquisitors take up the hunt. As a Mark Inquisitor, you will journey through the western frontier, pursuing, hunting, and obliterating the mages that roam the realm. Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origins is actually shaping up to be a very promising looking action or Souls-like spin on the Final Fantasy franchise. While its combat may initially seem very similar to Team Ninja's other action or Souls-like Nioh, there are actually a couple of key differences that cause the games to be played very differently. For one, there's no stamina meter in Stranger of Paradise, so you can swing your weapon and button mash to your heart's content without worrying about running out of stamina. We will just have to wait and see how the full game turns out when Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin releases sometime in 2022.
Time to go to work.
Babylon's Fall is an action RPG produced by Square Enix and developed by Platinum Games. The player assumes control of a sentinel who must scale a massive tower known as the Ziggurat. Players started at a hub area known as Sentinel Force HQ, where they can interact with other players, visit shops or blacksmiths to purchase gear and upgrades, and access quests. Each quest can be played solo, though the game also supports 4-player cooperative multiplayer. The game is currently set to be released on March 2022. Horizon Forbidden West continues Aloy's story as she moves west to a far future America to brave a majestic but dangerous frontier where she'll face mysterious new threats. The action isn't just restricted to the many objectives on the world. Wandering aimlessly is rewarded with random events taking place across the world, which gives a sense of real discovery. Side quests are infinitely more engaging and pretty lengthy. They're not just throwaway requests from nameless wanderers, but instead are smartly woven into the main story. Horizon Forbidden West is an enjoyable game from start to finish, which easily allows you to become lost in its virtual mythology. Elden Ring is an upcoming RPG by From Software, the same developer behind Dark Souls, Demon's Souls, and Bloodborne. The open world structure blends with the Souls-style RPG mechanics incredibly well, and the combat is just as punishing and rewarding as previous From Software games. If you're a fan of the Souls game, then you're going to love Elden Ring, while also potentially proving to be of the more approachable entry points for newcomers. Alright boys, I think that's it for today. I know that maybe there are still some upcoming games that I haven't mentioned yet. So how about sharing your best upcoming PS5 games that probably deserve the spot in the comment section below. Don't forget to like the video and make sure to subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss another great list. Thank you for watching and have a good day. Peace.